everybody, and welcome back to the Sunward Isles. Alrighty, I promise that this episode we are going to make ample progress, even if we have to do it in a strange way. So, two things. Number one, I was told apparently the tree boss, the one that for a long time I thought dropped the is tree but red item, supposedly drops blueprints. So if that's true, that is a way that we can actually farm blueprints, which we're gonna need a lot of. And number two, it was strangely one-sided. Well, you know what? There were three sides to the argument. One side was yes, one side was no, and the other side was, I don't care. And basically, yes won, I don't care was in second place, and no was in third place. Gotta admit, not the reaction I was expecting for this character. I kind of thought that you guys would think that she's just a little bit too much, but apparently, I assumed wrong. So, she's going to stay. Not the reaction I was expecting. Me personally, I was in the I don't care section, so whether it was like you guys wanted her to stay or not, I really didn't mind. I mean, there are a lot of worse characters, truth be told, so I was kind of just like, I mean, some of the Zellsword characters are worse than her, so I don't know. So, I guess that she is going to be a permanent fixture within our estate. I will say, because some of you did not want her to stay, we'll use her a little bit on the minimal side. I'll try not to overuse her, or, for example, I'll try not to use her as much as I use Lilith. Let's say it that way. So, I guess we'll just see how that goes. But, for this episode, here's what we need to do. Number one, at some... Oh, right. I was gonna say, we need a farm at the farmstead. And then I saw a boss, and I'm like, oh, but first we gotta deal with the comet. Right. We never killed the miller, because RNG decided that, no, you cannot do that. That's annoying. Okay, well, what matters is, we need to go kill the miller at some point, and this time we need to not get RNG down. We have no real reason to go after the Raging Storm, because we've already gotten both trinkets, and Thing from the Stars is actually something we could go after, especially if it's in the Warrens, because we can encounter the Fawn boss there. Which, do we need to fight the Fawn boss? No. Would I like to encounter it at least once? Yes. Then, of course, we still have the courtyard. We could do the courtyard relatively soon, but I think I'm going to leave that to not last, but near last. When we start doing nightmare stuff is when we'll just blow through courtyard. I think that's what we're going to do. So, in the meantime, we need to farm up stuff for the hamlet. We need A, blueprints, B, heirlooms, and C, more of our people back, because we lost way too many. Now, we could do that from the Necromancer. Necromancer would help us get a few people back. I'm kind of wondering if maybe we should just wait for the stagecoach to potentially bring some of them back. I think that might be easier than spending 10k, but who knows? Health, damage reflection, stun resist, no horror, minus 10 dodge, what is this trinket? That's insanely good. It's a shame that we can't get it, because I mean, technically we could. We would have to spend everything, though, but that's a pretty juicy trinket. That is like... We saved 6k. That trinket, in particular, way too good to just pass up. Especially because we actually have the Monkey King right now. Like, that... I don't know if we should just pass that up. So, why don't we head to the Sunward House and actually get some money back? We have arrived to the first dungeon. We bring... That's not who I clicked. The Corsair with the Stormcloak, the Aria Box, 1,000 cuts, rope dart, oil urn, and firecracker. The Monkey King with Shag and Scoob's head, the Monkey King's hat, subdue demons, double blow, 72 chance, and rescue hair. The Prodigy with the crest of the Torii, the Thunderblade, and all of his abilities. And of course, the ever-popular Lindy the Grove Tender with the favorite snack, the Trapped Onibby, Laxification's Hug, Diluted Elixir, Lantern's Console, and Root Powder. So, we're gonna go on... Wait, it gave us 2 camps for this? Okay, I was expecting this to be way longer than it was, but, yeah, okay. I'll take 2 camps. So basically, this team has heavy shuffling. We're looking for 3 artifact relic thingies, and we are going to see how it goes. Now, hopefully, it's going to go pretty well, but I guess we will see, because after all, my history with RNG is something special. We're going to go for a double blow. Nicely done. Riposte. Hollow kick. Okay. Gonna go for a regen because you can never really go wrong with the regen. We can cure the horror if need be. He's gonna go for the bent equip. He does miss, but luckily for us, we're gonna go for a righteous fist, which is pretty dang good. And because of the mark, the Monkey King is going to be able to do a bit more damage, but instead the riposte is going to do it before we can even have a chance. A lot of stress healing thanks to our brand new trinket. We're going to go for 1,000 cuts on the Hikey Crab. 72. Okay, marked one. 70% chance to mark. We're going to go ahead and go for Lantern's Console because we do have a little bit of horror. Overall, the first fight has gone pretty well. So I'm kind of planning for this to be a huge, like, progress episode. So even though we may not be beating a lot of bosses in this one, I want us to really, like, get going in this episode. I want us to be pretty dang progressed by the end of it. And if that progress is just leveling people up, well, that's still good progress to me. But, okay. I'm feeling pretty good about the amount of goodies we got this time. But let's see what we got. 11.4k gold, the 4.5 from the quest. We got 2 busts, 5 portraits, which is a very big deal, and 2 deeds. Lindy leveled. Warren's Explorer. Ooh, Sunward's Explorer. Guilty Conscience is a good. Resilience, pretty good. Okay, at the moment, no one new. Do we have any new trinkets? Nope. Okay, well, fair enough. What is this? Oh, it's for the Draken Blood. What is that symbol? It's like a signpost. Should we go get that? I feel like it's crit chance or something, right? I kind of feel like that's what it is. I mean, we do get a blueprint out of it, right? Like, I mean, the Hamlet does need a little bit of help killing the Necromancer, and we, the amazing, glorious, downright fantastic Isles, do need some blueprints. We're here to help out the Hamlet, and, of course, ourselves. We bring Facey and Randy with Dragon's Dance and the Thunderblade with all of their abilities. Amaterasu with the crest of the Torii because she doesn't have a particularly high crit chance and the minus crits received is pretty good. The Aria Box, all of her abilities. Wise Mari with the Box of Mandarins, the Serpentine Magatama, the Combusting Talisman, Evoke Enenra Calm Mind, and Thalassic Remedy. And Blank, the Evolutionary, with the Samples of Life, the Book of Intuition, and all of her abilities. So, where we're going is pretty simple. We just need to get there. We arrive. Ah, yes. The Necromancer that haunts the hamlet. It appears as though we will... Oh! Bodies wither, but spirits remain, shackled for eternity. That's interesting. I guess the sisters would have something to say about the Necromancer, huh? Well, it's time for the brambles of undeath, soon to be followed by the sword of a spirit. I want to go for... Invoke an Enra. Let's try and lower his accuracy as much as we can. Try and reduce the damage. We're going to go ahead and go for a mark on him straight away. And then let's do growth here. Hey, pretty good crit though. Oh, we actually got some damage. Very nice. So at the moment, the evolutionary's buffs kind of hard to pull off. Yeah, kind of hard to pull off. Their chance to go off isn't very high, but yeah, it'll get there. Now we swap to the spirit, and we attack. Perhaps I do not need you, sister. You are nothing without me. I don't want to die. Lower their accuracy. Remove their ranks. Do what we must. Pump in the night. Mend. Pretty good regen. We did not get the bonus heal, but that's okay. 6 feet under. Yikes, that is a lot of stress. One more critical strike for the road. Damage feels a little bit low on this fight, but as long as we keep removing their ranks, I do not foresee any problems. And you know what? Bring out the sword of the second spirit. And we'll do this. A little bit of life. Okay, now that should bring him a little bit forward. I'm going to use growth on her. Hopefully more damage, 5%. Nope. Unfortunately, the flesh is willing. Do get a very, very nice riposte. I'm going to swap back to the Scholar. And we are going to mark. Dang. Super unlucky with the damage procs right now. Let's go for Decimate just to get rid of the body. It brings him a little bit more forward. And then I'm just going to go for Combusting Talisman. Try and get a tiny bit more damage on him. It helps. Then we're going to invoke an Enra and miss both as foreseen. 6 feet under, that's going to be a lot of stress damage. Spirits remain shackled for eternity. I'm going to go for Brambles, and then we're going to go back into Warrior mode. I think that's how we're going to do this. They are going to have a little bit of trouble now, though. I will have what you stole from me! You're a tyrant. You never deserved to live. Hey, we got more damage now. Unfortunately. No, we can cut down. Let's do this. Helps. Actually, it puts us in range to do Blood Dance now. 6 feet under. Ah, and the perfect position to use Blood Dance. Why, apparently I was mistaken, and it's the first and third, while we have to be in the second and fourth. Ah, that's where I was mistaken, it appears. Unacceptable command. And skadoosh. Let it be known that the Necromancer falls and the hamlet lies safe and sound. Thanks to our hamlet. Nice. Enough of your foolishness. I am dominant once more. Yeah. Ooh, we're done. I actually think... Oh, we didn't use our buffs. I'm so dumb. Yeah, it's fine. We didn't need it. But it would have been nice. 20, rounding up, 0.1k gold, 4.5 from the quest. We do get the blueprint, 10, bust, 12, crests, 1 portrait, 2 deeds. Ooh, got a decent amount of levels. Clotter's okay. Actually, no, Clotter's pretty good with the amount of bleeds that happen in Sunward Isles. Offguard isn't fantastic. Daredevil's pretty good. Blademaster, not good for Wise Mari. And Wield, meh. Ooh, Stonework, Ronin, Wraith. I don't know if we have the gold to do it this time. We've already done it once, but, And then even this, even though this is a set, and I think it would be pretty good. I don't even know if we want to do that. We kind of want to save up as much money as we can for the moment. And now the question is, what do we want to do? I think we should go back to gold farming. However, we can get an upgrade somewhere in our hamlet. Maybe with stress relief. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, maybe extra slots? Or we could even go the disease route and potentially... Yeah, potentially... Or treatment ward. Not the medical ward. Dang. Okay. We'll have to think... Well, the guild, though. Guild's pretty important. The guild certification could be really good. We might have to do the guild certification, because that's going to allow us to upgrade our stuff even more. The second gold-making team has been made. We bring Ziana, the Draken Blood, with the subspace treasure bag that I don't actually know what does. The Thunderblade and all of her abilities. Omar, the Wanderer, with the ornate kimono, the Aria box. 6 demon banishment flowing water cut, unanswered perfection, and 10,000 thousand-fold stance. We then bring Maya and Saya, probably one of the strangest classes to play in this estate, with the crest of the Tori, the recovery charm, and all of their abilities. And then we finish off with Caden Ryder, the Janissary, with the Kabuto helmet, the trapped Onibi. Arquebus shot, brace the gun, thin the herd, and Song of Valor. Overall, this should be a pretty nifty little team. Oh. So while she's in melee form, she gains a permanent regen, huh? Interesting. Seriously, we had to go against so much stress straight away? Well, I guess we get to test our little theory on whether they give a blueprint or not, now don't we? Omar, would you please do the honors of approaching the tree? Very good, Omar. You have done well. And now we must face down literally a tree. There's no getting around it. It's a tree. But, you see, we have plenty of damage to deal with some minuscule tree, including a waifu who, honestly, I didn't know was going to stick around. But, since she is, we may as well throw down a laceration, which, when he takes an aggressive action, will cause him to bleed. We're going to go for a group heal, and it's also going to give us a tiny bit of a stress heal. The crystallization of technology is amazing, isn't it? Here we go. Belligerent beatdown. That's going to be a blight. Apparently, no, it's not. We're going to go for 10,000 thousand-fold cuts. Radical grabs. I think that's a stun, but yeah, that's not going to land on her. She's kind of immune to that. We're going to use the best move that she has. The best move. You see, it just doesn't get much better than that. Let's go for a bit of damage. Now, once this enemy hits 50% health, we are going to run into a tiny bit of a problem, potentially. He is going to receive a little bit more crit chance. Now we're just going to keep going for the group heal because, hey, everyone's injured, and it never disappoints me. Bloom! Add to blight. Not that it landed. Still bleeding. So now we are going to go into blue form as soon as we can after we do a little bit of damage. Now we're swapping to blue form, which is her flying form. And that is going to allow us to hit with Star Glitter. 20 damage, removes the bleed, does extra damage because he was bleeding, but because of the scratch that he has right there, he's going to do a bit of damage, and then he's going to continue bleeding. Now, he is in phase 2, so he's a tiny bit more dangerous than what he was before, but it's nothing that we can't handle. Bloodthirsty beatdown, that's going to do a bit of damage and heal him. Luckily for us, it didn't land at all. Let's go for a stun. May as well. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Let's go for Song of Valor, because victory is near. And then... well, just keep going for the group heal. I mean, why not? Okay, he's stunned. And 15 damage. Very, very close. He's gonna take 2. Not quite enough. He's gonna go for an attack. Sanguineous Entanglement. Well, there's a lot of his health back. But because of the rend, he is now bleeding once again. I think we'll just go for it. I think we can get him. Ow. Yeah! Extra damage. Nice. Whoa. Merciless Gohei. Okay, so we didn't get a blueprint, which is a little bit of a shame. But we did get some goodies from it. So now my question is, if we were to exhaust all Sunward Isles trinkets, would we then get blueprints from him? I don't know. I guess we're going to have to encounter him multiple more times in order to find out. And that, as they say, ends that. Let's see what we got. 7.8k gold, kinda low, all things considered, but we did get 10 busts, 2 portraits, 10 deeds, and 8 crests. So, all in all, pretty good. Assuaging, Sunwarphobe, Hard-skinned, We have retrieved 1 person from death, and... oh. Special quirk. Alrighty. Any new... oh, for the... Gyukin. I think I said it right. I don't know, but I think I did. Okay, so... We've explored enough of the Sunward Isles for potentially another boss to appear. That's great, considering we haven't even fought the first one. So what I'm thinking now, gold is still pretty low, but maybe we start gearing up to go for the Miller again and just kind of see how it goes. If we take, like, our strongest people out, do we think we could do it? I don't know. If we take the Drakenblood with, like, level 3 gear, we might be able to do it. See, Dave and Dave Jr. in a marked squad could actually be extremely beneficial. We could take the Exile, because we'll be getting buffs through the Miller fight by killing the dudes he spawns. Okay, what if we took the Meister, the Wraith, and the Bounty Hunter, and then... Blank wouldn't be very good because we can only heal so many times and they wouldn't refresh. So at some point we would just run out of healing, which isn't great. So I think we would have to take Lindy because, well, she's reliable, but she's also basically the only healer that we've got. Other than Maya and Saya, who are pretty good. Well, they can heal from that position. And if someone's super, super low on health and we think that they are going to die, we could always use Shield of Courage as well. Whoa! Engine in overdrive. It is on. Pitiful to die by my hand. I don't think I've ever seen an animated affliction before. That is extremely new. Speaking of extremely new, this is not new. RNG has been absolutely terrible. Seems to be a running thing when it comes to me. Oh well. It is something that happens, and if we make it to the end of this wave, I believe we're most likely going to bail. Speaking of bail, she bailed on her turn, Kura! Yeah, RNG has been bad. That's one way to say it. Another way to say it is these two back here, not good healers. I don't know if we're gonna make it to the end of this one, though. Death Door Bleed. It's always a Death Door Bleed. Looking like it might be another one. We're not even gonna be able to recover our trinkets. We're gonna lose everybody again because RNG has dictated that we simply cannot do it once again. God, I have the worst possible luck. It is going to take forever to get all these characters back. Oh well. RNG has decided that I must be punished for some reason or another, and we need to go get all of our trinkets back, but to do that, we need to lose even more for the Shrieker to take notice. How are we supposed to make progress when we keep taking 2 steps back for every step forward we take? Okay, it took a little bit of cash, as you see, but the Necromancer helped us out a little bit. So, we have a Veil back, which means we have one of our healers back. And we also have the, somewhere in here, the original Kura back, who we did spend a little bit of money, getting this locked in. So, all in all, super expensive, but, at least some of the undone progress has been undone, so it's redone. So, well, regardless of that, it's time to go looking for more gold. So I'm thinking probably go for this one. Now, we need this to be a good run, because if it's not, we're broke. And, you know, worst case, we could result to selling some trinkets. But with how many trinkets we've lost, it's not looking fantastic in that regard. But if that's what we gotta do, that's what we gotta do. The early game is always the worst, and we are absolutely seeing why. Alrighty, we once again are out and about trying to get ourselves some gold with Gregory Adalis, who has the Aquatic Perfume Bottle of Summoning, Shag and Scoop's Head, Dragon Tail, Howling Fist, Mantram, and Inner Fire. The Onabushi with the Warrior's Bracelet, Summer Haze, Pale Evenings, Morning, and Mirror Moon. Shaya, the Gyukin, with the Quick Draw Charm, because she's already the slowest thing on the planet, may as well make her a little bit quicker. The Book of Intuition, the Longbow, Countersong, Lullaby, and Dissonance. And Rachel the Red Lotus with the Trapped Onibi, the Recovery Charm, and all of her abilities. So it's going to be quite a long dungeon. So the best thing we can hope for, getting some good stuff. I think the Onabushi actually gets some special stuff for looting, so from now on, we're going to make her be the one that loots, because, we need that gold. Well, at the very least, I can say this dungeon went well. Let's see here, shall we? That went okay. Small amount of heirlooms. Basically 10k gold. Okay. Could have been worse. We also got some XP. Bloodthirsty, Ruins Adventure, Desecrator, Bloodthirsty. If we had a Lantern Festival going while we did it, I actually think we would be pretty good off. Question is, who do we trust to do it? Because apparently, we can't trust ourselves to do the Miller just yet. Because your boy apparently does not plan well enough for that one. So Miller needs to get put on hold at least until we can defeat these. Then I think we could probably pull it off. But for the moment, who are we going to bring? Because it's a level 3 dungeon, so we have to bring someone level 2. I mean, we could bring a team of level 2s and a level 1, but it's just a little bit risky. Well, I'll tell you what, we're definitely going to be caught up by the end of this episode because we go on yet another farm run. We bring Draugr Overlord, the Exile, with Shag and Scoop's head, the Recovery Charm, Split, Provoke, Assignment Charge, and Assignment Rally. Destruction 42k with the Merciless Gohei, the Trapped Onibi, which a little bit unfortunate, but Extermination, Persuasion Needle, Evil Sealing Circle, and Fantasy Seal. Debatably should take Disaster Dispelling Prayer, but we might swap into that a little bit later. Granny the Butcher Bird with head, the Warrior's Bracer, Basting, Swoop, Rectify, and Scold. Didn't want to spend any gold getting her more abilities, maybe a little bit of a mistake on my part. Forgot to replace the name, that's my bad. The Corrupting with the Book of Intuition, the Storm Cloak, Oceanic Lament, Chant of Returning by Varied Paths, Wish of Burial Beyond the Light, and the Tide Surges, the Tide Recedes. So, hopefully this is going to go somewhat smoothly, considering, oh geez, they already have a backup message. So, considering everything else that we've done, I think we'll get through this one relatively easily, and we should get a lot of goodies. After a fairly uneventful dungeon, we leave with a whopping 11.6k gold, 10 busts, 6 portraits, and 2 beads. We also got a little bit of leveling under our belt. Okay, the quirks weren't great, but the gold was. So, one for the Ronin. Overall seems really good. And then Reinforcements Granny. Task Force only. 30% crit if target is below 50%. On crit, summon Reinforcement Granny. On riposte, summon Reinforcement Granny. So Granny, assumably, is this person right here. And while she does look interesting, gotta be honest, we don't have the gold to pick up Granny. So she could be the best thing since sliced bread, and we just can't afford her at the moment. We are also getting a ton of progress into the Sunward Isles. If I had to guess, we could probably go for most bosses right about now, considering we are at level 6, and we haven't even done the Corrupt Epicenter yet, so that's great. That's pretty good. Something I think we should do. I'm kind of debating going for the bank. Either the bank or the cartographer's camp. Those are the two I'm thinking about right now. Reason being, bank, more gold. Can you go wrong with more gold? I didn't think so. Cartographer's camp. Better torchlight. Can you go wrong with better torchlight? Yes, if you're doing an all dark run, but we are not. So, I'm thinking both of those would be a pretty good option. We didn't get anybody new, so that's a little bit of a shame, but I believe that is going to do it for this episode of the Sunward Isles. All in all, we got a lot of XP, we got a decent amount of gold, considering how much we spent on both upgrades and trinkets in general. So, I think it's going okay. One of our hardest issues right now is actually getting rid of the stress. Because of the rework to the town, stress is a little bit on the hard side to actually get rid of. Now, every now and again, we will get stuff from our little minions that the Necromancer is sending out, so at the very least we can look forward to that. But, up until that pays out, we gotta fend for ourselves a little bit. So my thinking was, if we do the bank, that'll help us on gold, it'll make it so we don't have to stress quite as much about it. But of course the blueprint can be used for a lot of other things, such as 2 patient cells, which would be pretty juicy. And also the whole, increased chance of curing the affliction, increase the slots, reduce the cost. You know, there's a lot of things that we could use the blueprint on. So all in all, not sure. We're gonna need to really think about what we want to do. And we're also starting to get to the point where we're going to have to go after some stuff that gives blueprints. Now, if we get far enough into the courtyard, we could just spam the Stone Guardian and just have unlimited blueprints, which we might do, since I did say that we want to, we want to keep it to 3 areas. So maybe that's what we'll do, in which case we need to start the courtyard next episode. The farmstead is also going to be super important, just because, I don't know if you knew this, there's quite a few trinkets that we could get a lot of use out of. The tooltip on Sakati is still broken, that's fine. So yeah, there's a lot we need, and not a lot of time to do it. I think I see something that we need to go after. Virtue Chance, prevent nighttime ambush, on combat end, drop a random amount of gold. Yep. Yep. Also, what in the world? Starfire minus 100%. Using Starfire can no longer get you back to the ground. Why would you use that? That feels like it doesn't. That feels like it just removes the whole... I mean, I guess you get to just have her flying the whole time, which would be nice for us, because it means she's less lewd, but why would you use that? Anyway, that is going to do it for this episode of the Sunward Isles. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, even though it was basically just farming. But it needed to be done, and I would rather do it just super streamlined in one episode than have 20 episodes of just trying to get some gold and heirlooms. So... at least we got a lot of it done in this episode. A lot of people got some levels, so all in all, I'm pretty happy with our progress. But that's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.